Hey, I'm Rob Tetrault from robtetrault.com. Today we're talking about how much money do you need to retire? It's a question that's often been posed. I remember growing up, people used to say, get to $1 million, get to $1 million and you have enough to retire. Well, the reality is things have changed, and there's a lot of different situations now with pensions. There's different situations with snowbirds that need some money in the US or in Mexico. There's different situations with kids and grandkids. People are living a lot longer than in the past, so there's a lot of different factors that impact that. But let's take a look at some basic math for you guys and some basic assumptions. Let's start with the individual who's got no pension, who's been living his life as an adult, as a human being, on about $100,000 per year. So this guy's living on $100,000 per year. He now retires. Generally, one of the assumptions we'll make is a 70% use of pre-retirement proceeds. So now you need to get about $70,000 per year. On $70,000 per year, using a 5% withdrawal rate, you would need $1.4 million accumulated by the time you're 65 in order to retire. That uses 5%, and then at the end of the day, you get that money, you start living off it monthly, you get the dividends, you get the income, the interest income, and hopefully you get a little bit of growth in that portfolio as well if you have a good portfolio manager, and then you can draw down at that rate. If you have a pension, what you should be doing, like let's take a scenario where someone has a pension, so someone is getting $40,000 a year in pension. So now you're doing the math, you're simply contrasting the number you need at retirement with the pension, and you're funding the difference with your registered or your non-registered assets. So that's one way to simplify it. Now, if you do have special situation at retirement, so you either want to fund additional expenses, or you want to fund maybe you have a legacy, you want to fund a legacy, or you want to fund some charitable giving, or that needs to be factored into the financial plan, because that's going to come out of some eventual capital. So if you do have legacy needs, if you do have you want to leave X number of dollars to your kids, or you want to leave X number of dollars to a charity, that needs to be added into the fact, and then you actually need to have additional capital in order to fund that. So you have husband, wife, you've been living your entire life on two significant salaries. This hypothesis, you're each making $250,000 for a $500,000 pre-tax income. So what I sometimes get is I'll sometimes get a couple tell me, oh, we can live off 50 grand. We can live off 50 grand. You can live off 50 grand, but you were previously living on 500 grand. I'd take a long, hard look at the budget, and I know this is boring, and I know this is not fun, but you should take a look at the budget. You should take a look at the actual expenses. You should take a look at the mortgage, if it's paid off or not. You should take a look at the multiple properties you own, and you should take a look at your true cash flow needs. Because what is retirement actually? It's you drawing a cash flow from a pot of assets that is no longer your salary. You used to get a salary, now you're going to be drawing down an income from the pot of assets that you've accumulated. That needs to be done in the most tax efficient way possible, and that needs to be done in a way where you want to enjoy and spend money, but also where you're not gonna, hopefully you're gonna outlive your assets, right? You don't want to get in a position where you're drawing on your income and there's $0. So the retirement projection planning is truly a cash flow projection. Back of the napkin, if you're not sure where to start, you can definitely start at using a 5% number based on the cash flow needed at retirement. Another way to do it is you multiply your dollars by 20. So if I need $100,000 to live at retirement, you can multiply that by 20. It would be $2 million. That's using a 5% rate, no taxes factored in. You should, and you definitely want to take a look at tax. You want to look at which accounts you're drawing it from. You want to look at other needs as well, and you want to do a pretty full holistic retirement planning. But if you're taking a look just at the basics, that's a good area to start. Thanks so much, guys. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, robtetrault.com. My name is Rob Tetrault. Like, share. Please put your comments on here. We always love to hear from you. Thanks.